Hey guys, and welcome back to this channel. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the Motast P22D smartwatch. This is a very budget-friendly smartwatch you can get on Amazon, and I have it, so I thought I'd review it. So let's get into it. So here's the packaging. Shows two smartwatches on the front. Obviously you only get one. Looks pretty nice in the pictures. Looks kind of like the Apple Watch. On the back there's some details of the product. And anyway, let's take off this covering. And then it's just like a phone box or something. And pretty simple. You get your manual. You get a charging cable. And you may get one of these things which says extend your warranty and get a free gift. Sometimes these things don't work, so I wouldn't buy it because of this. But it's a cool idea if they do work. Sometimes they give you a free product for buying this, something cheaper. But like I said, it doesn't always work. They don't always give you something, or they say it's expired or whatever. So don't buy it because of that. Anyway, you may be wondering where the watch is, and I actually have it on. As you can see, it's black, stainless steel version. It's very nice looking in my opinion. For the design wise, they basically just took Apple's idea. Just like a plastic or rubbery band. I don't know what exactly is, but it's rubbery feeling. This is actual metal, the encasing. The screen is, I think, glass. Let's see some of the basic functions of the watch. So it uses a clasp, the traditional classic buckle design of a watch. Most watches have this design of buckles. There are two, I don't know what you'd call them, maybe loops or wraps that go under your band or over your band, however you want to say it, to keep it the band from flopping around. On the back there's a magnetic charging spot. There's two pins basically. Anyway, this enables for charging without a port and has a specific charger for that. It's a USB to this specific kind. Turning it on, you should get a watch face, or it may want you to set it up. But this is a custom watch face I put on here. The screen turns off rather fast, but that is the watch screen I have. You can see various data like heart rate, steps taken, stuff like that, depending on the face. So on the first menu you have exercise, heart rate, blood pressure, and your oxygen of your blood level. In the next screen you have messages. That's where you can see your notifications and texts. This is weather, and that's where you can see the weather. There's a camera, shutter button. You tap it and then you can basically use your watch as a remote, which is rather handy. There is a music player which you can do pause, play, skip. This last slide is a timer, which is actually a stopwatch. I don't know why it says timer, but it's actually a stopwatch. There's settings under other, and there's find phone. I've never gotten find phone to work, so don't buy it. This because of that. Finding the phone has never worked for me. So that's what you get from scrolling from bottom to top, and you go back to the watch face. Top to bottom brings down some quick access, like a flashlight, quick access to volume, which is actually the vibrate, quick access to weather, brightness, settings, and watch faces. So overall, so far, the software navigation and design of this isn't too bad. I like the design. The software navigation is simple. The software, I think there could be a little more, / it could be a little better. Before we start testing some of the features, I'm going to show you the app real quick. So here we have Hero Band 3, that's the name of the app. They call this watch the Hero Band 3 manual, so this must be a generic watch and then they just slap a name on it. They call this the Hero Band 3, and this is the Hero Band 3 app. The Amazon listing calls this the P22D, or the Bluetooth settings where you find to pair this says P22D. And the brand that's selling this is Motast, and the brand of the watch is supposedly Motast. So typical, I'd say, Chinese electronic. They're cheap. They're used by various brands probably. But anyway, here's the app. There's supposed to be a lot of different statistics you can see. Sleep, steps, heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen in your blood, running. You can go to watch faces, notifications, alarms, shutter button, others. You can upgrade it from here. You can go to profile. But you have to sign up. To give you just an idea of all the watch faces, there is a ton of watch faces. One thing you have to do is go to the phone watch app to get the weather to work sometimes. Sometimes the weather doesn't update on its own. Actually, I don't think it ever updates on its own, so you'll have to go to the watch app possibly to get it to update. So there's the watch app. Not too complicated. It has a lot of stuff you can do there and see. It's nice. You can get all those additional watch faces. So let's actually try some of these things out, besides just giving an overview. The exercise, you can do various things: walking, running, cycling, swimming, badminton. There's a whole bunch of things. They don't have soccer, which is surprising, but they're just various sports modes. You can, I guess, get better information on your fitness. I haven't tried those out very much. I just leave it on the walking/running state. Here's heart rate. You just tap that, and there's a green light that flashes, but it can tell if it's worn or not. So it'll say not worn if I'm just doing it like that. Let's try that again. But the green light is how it senses your blood. And likewise with blood pressure, it looks about the same. I don't think those graphics are actually realistic. I think they're just a picture. And here's the oxygen level thing. And one thing with these three, they don't seem to be very accurate. Well, we've compared it to other consumer health equipment, and the results haven't been too close. The results it gives you are probably going to sound better than they actually are. When comparing it with other things, it's been usually better numbers. So I don't really trust this as so much with health data, so that's disappointing. Back to the second page, here's your messages spot. You can see various notifications. There's only 3 saved on here, so the watch must not have that much storage. Here's the weather. It shows the degrees. It shows the high and the low, and it should show the tomorrow high and low, and a graphic based on what the weather's like. And you can't do a whole lot here, but you can see today's, tomorrow's to some degree. The camera, it's just a button you can use as a shutter button, or a remote button I should say, for your phone. And the music player is disappointing. There's just a graphic with pause/play and skip buttons. There is no title for the song you're playing. I thought that was pretty stupid. You can't see what's behind, what's next. You can't shuffle, so pretty disappointed in that. I was hoping to be able to use this a lot more for music, like in the shower, use it as a remote. And here's a timer, which is actually a stopwatch. And in settings, you can turn the vibrations on and off. You can change the brightness, and there's like 5 levels. You can switch your watch face, reset, and power it off. And the Find My Phone, it's just a graphic making you think it's actually going to find it, but it's never worked for me, so disappointing. So overall on this watch, it's a cool watch. I like it. Maybe it's just me, but I haven't found a whole lot of use from it. Obviously smartwatches aren't essential like phones, but I think I could have done more for being a smartwatch. I'm disappointed that some of the features aren't great or don't work at all. Like the Find My Phone doesn't work at all. And the music, yes, it does pause, play, skip, back. But I would like to be able to see what's up next, what's playing. Now granted, it's a small screen, so I understand, but still, I think that should be better. The weather, I think it should update without having to go to the app. So there are some things that I'm disappointed in. But for $40 or so for this watch, it's not bad, but you could get a new or a used version of a more prominent brand for about the same price, maybe even less. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying this. If someone gave it to you, great, but I wouldn't recommend buying this watch. Might as well just save up for something else, or save up for a better brand, or buy a used one. But if you're fine with what it does and you like the looks of it, then I guess get it. But I wouldn't recommend it if you're expecting more. So that's that. Well, and the manual looks pretty big, but like there's probably like 5 languages in here, so that's part of the reason. They tell you how to operate the app, the various features, and it doesn't really talk about finding your phone. Kind of odd. They show a picture on the listing, but there's nothing here about it, but there's an icon on here that does nothing, so kind of weird. They call this the Hero Band 3. There's no mention of it on the listing. In the corner they have P22D version 1.0, so that's like the model number, but they're branding as Hero Band 3, which they don't brand that at all on the listing, which I find is very interesting, but not too unusual, I guess, for off-brand products. So anyway, guys, one last thing I want to say. This is water resistant. I kind of hinted that earlier. This is rated IP67, so not a bad level of water resistance. I wouldn't be too confident in the fact. I've used it in the shower, but sometimes companies don't like to always back up behind their ratings so much or give warranties relating to water damage. So remember that when doing stuff. Look up the IP67 rating. I think it's like up to 30 minutes of underwater of so many feet. So it's not a lot. So don't take this into the ocean for an hour, like 50 feet under. That would be way too long, way too many feet. So look up the ratings and realize that this might not be exactly associated with those ratings and might not do as well as they say. So, but it is water resistant and it will work in the water. I've tested it out. I use it in the shower, so that's nice. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll try to help you out. Please subscribe if you like my content, guys. And thank you so much for all your support. It really means a lot. Goodbye.